Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Four Train Savages podcast. My name is Rob. Tyler's on the other end of the Zoom room. We got episode 213. Tyler, All-Star break. We're recording on the day right before or the day of the Yankees going to play Atlanta. So staying in Atlanta for the All-Star break. I'm sure some of the other players that were participating took a little hiatus and then came back. But Yankees start back up the second half, man. It's time to put the foot on the gas.
Mhm.
We're only about, let's see, how many days exactly? I think we're less than 2 weeks out from the trade deadline.
Trade deadline, August 1st, right?
So now we're in our, I think it's July 30th. So now
30th,
we're gonna,
31st, whatever.
now we are going to, we're getting closer to this final team, and then what we're gonna see leading up to a potential October run, and
hmm
not to mention where 2 months ago we were thinking that this team could cement themselves as at the top of the AL East. They're going to
We
be
got a
in
race,
a
baby.
they're going to be in a race. So
hmm
good things happening, exciting times, I would say, nervous times.
Yep.
But you got it was we went to the game on Sunday before the All-Star break officially happened. That was a disappointing way to cap off the first half.
It's just a
But
bad game to be at,
you
too.
you go, yeah, you go from Atlanta, and then guess what? Oh, you play Toronto for 3 games, and then guess what? The week after that, you play Tampa Bay for 4 games.
Yep.
So
I think
it's
Tampa's going to die soon. Just throwing that out there.
I I don't know, man. They're pesky. So
They are pesky.
this it's gonna be interesting. But what were your thoughts of the way that they capped it off, and then what are you looking for in the next month or so, or
Yep.
just leading down to October ball,
Ne
hopefully?
Next 2 weeks are big, man. But I mean, listen, I went into the who did we play before? Seattle. The Seattle and the Cubs series, and I was like, all right, let's win 4 out of 6. Then I can be happy. You played above 500 ball against two above 500 teams. They end up winning 4 out of 6, which I'm fine with in hindsight. But you don't want to lose the last two going in the All Star break. But kind
Uh-huh.
of is what it is, man. I think the bigger stuff I'm looking at, these next couple weeks up until the trade deadline is obviously what are the Yankees going to do? Cash and Boone have honestly been the most open I've seen them in the Boone regime in terms of how they're talking about what they want, how aggressive they're going to be, blah blah blah. So I'm excited to see how the trade deadline plays out. But outside of that, man, I think Volpe might have like a couple week stretch where he may dwindle out of the team. I don't know. I'm just some crazy
We'll we'll
stuff. I
s-
don't know.
we'll
I don't think he's got much leash yet.
he's had a lot of leash with this
Yeah.
team for a while, and I'll say I think we should save that for a little later,
hmm
because I that is a me and you saw it on first-hand display
It
when
just
we were
keeps
sitting,
getting worse, dude.
and it was the play on Sunday where he doesn't charge the ball. That then it didn't cost him a run, but it ended up just not the way you want someone
Make your
being play
pitchers throw more
shortstop.
pitches,
And
dude.
then he's not firing the ball to first base.
hmm
And it's the bad performance on the offensive side is now seeping itself into the defensive side, or we're wondering how good of a defender is he? Because it's not good as of late. So before we do that, let's talk about just some general stuff, and we'll talk a little bit about the Cubs series. Cody Bellinger had an amazing first game, the revenge
hmm
game for him back, and we could talk a little bit of how just stellar he's been now. Um, but Jazz competed in the home run derby on Monday night. That was not great. He was joking about with Judge and everyone not wanting to mess up his swing. Only 3 home runs. He was sort of a joke or the
I
butt.
love it, but he just shouldn't have participated.
That's I totally get where he's coming from, but I'm sitting there like, why did you participate?
Yeah, you're kind of robbing it from the fans.
I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory. I think baseball, and he is an electrifying player, and I wouldn't be surprised if they said you want to you because most of the guys who there, I think O'Neal Cruz was the only one who wasn't on the All Star team that was in the home run derby. But I think that there could have been like baseball goes, Jazz, you want to be on the All-Star team? We'll put you in the Derby. Not
Yeah.
to say he wasn't valid in being a home run, being an All-Star, because I think he was. But I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised if they were like, do this, and then he says, I'm not really gonna put too much stock into it and just wait
Yeah.
for the game. That was just me. I totally agree that
Could be. Still
I,
not many better second basemen than him in the
no,
AL,
yeah,
but
no. That's why I'm saying it was a little like I thought of it. I'm like, okay, he didn't even really give a you know what during the game or during the Derby.
he
It
clearly
looked
just
like,
wanted the marketing or the
yeah.
branding a little bit, you know.
So Jazz did that. Carlos Rodon scored a scoreless inning in Atlanta, so that was nice to see. Saw Judge run the walking the red carpet, and all the
Mhm.
players run walking the red carpet. Uh, Also, some other buzz that came out of the All Star game. I think we could talk a little bit about this. Was Eugenio Suarez? They were talking. Did you see this on the media day rounds where
Yeah, that he
he
he got
basic
asked about getting traded to the Yankees.
so and I could not going to put too much of a stock into it, but I
Hmm.
will say I don't know if you saw this as well that they had like during their promos where they had Freed and uh, Rodon in the diner booth. They
Yeah.
turned around and they had him sitting next to Suarez.
Did
I
they?
thought that was funny. I'm like, a little
I didn't see that.
foreshadowing, a
That
little
is great
foreshadowing.
though.
But
That
so
is very good.
so Suarez basically he was asked about the prospect of potentially being a Yankee. He said it's a team that wants to win. They're hungry. If I got over there, I would do my best to help them win a World Series. And I think the more time that goes on, I was on the train that I don't think it's going to happen. I'm still a little less than like 50 to say I'm 50-50. But I think that now with the way that DJ LeMahieu has been officially phased out of the team, and I guess I'd be falling for it again, but this team has desperately needed a presence at third base for quite some time.
For a long time.
And
Yeah.
he is on the last part of his deal. I think the total that the Yankees would end up owing him, I remember hearing it was like maybe 5, 6, 7 million, somewhere around there. And in the eyes of them, oh, that's a cheap opportunity to bring him in. Obviously, we would have to see what the package would be. But the more that you do think about it, Eugenio Suarez is that option that makes a ton of sense to help this team win and to fill the spot at third base and give the offense a little more pop that they need. And I would be fully open to it. I would hope that they make a move, some kind of move. I think he pushes the needle forward more than say IKF there or people are talking about Cabrian Hayes. I think
Hmm.
if you get a guy in like Suarez, that's something that could move the needle a
Yeah.
smidge.
I mean, getting a guy that has 31 homers at the All-Star break, 78 RBIs, 18 doubles, and a 142 OPS plus is no joke, Rob. That's a 3 WAR for the first half of the season. 889 OPS. I mean, he's instantly what, second highest OPS on the team? Yeah,
What is it? What is it again?
889.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, because Belly and Jazz are, I think, below 850, and they're like
Yeah,
second. So,
I think you're
yeah,
right.
man. I mean, you can't deny that that is not a good ad. I don't. I think he is more like he's a slugger in my head. He does strike out a decent amount, more than a decent amount. So you're kind of adding what a lot of people yelled about not wanting a couple years ago. But again, I think this is a different team where you have Belly, Jazz, Jason, um, Goldie, Trent, Ben Wright. Like you got guys that put the ball in play. So I don't think that I think they very much benefit from adding a big time slugger at third, like Eugenio Suarez.
I I would love for them to do it. I want to see it happen
Do
before
you
I
think he's a Yankee? I don't
I
honestly.
think I don't because I think that other teams are going to go
Have
for him
yeah,
and
same.
I don't know what the
Cash
package.
ain't paying.
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know what the package is because you can it's there. I don't know what the middle ground is there because you're not giving up a dude like Jones or any kind of top flight guys, obviously because he's a rental. And then I think that the Yankees farm system isn't bad, but I think that I don't know what I don't know what Cashman is willing to really give. So uh, I would love
Yeah.
to be shocked. I would love to be surprised and for him to be on this team. So
I think we know Cash is a value guy, and I don't think he Cash doesn't overpay. That's just what it seems like, you know. So
yeah,
I think if there's a way they can get like I'll put it into perspective like this. I think there's a better chance of Emmanuel Clase pitching for the Yankees than Suarez playing third.
interesting,
Honestly,
interesting. I don't
I would
think
love it. It's not like off the table in my head. That's just my guess.
I but then again, because that's them going for the big name bullpen guys, and
It's
they
just because
usually like
he's got
the
3 years of control.
mm,
That's why I think so. You know,
yeah, that's always the carrot on the
they
stick
want
for them.
control, man.
They
They don't
want
want rentals.
yeah. No, I agree. I think that's going to be the name that's thrown out though in Yankee land for the next
Hmm.
what is it, 12 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 days or so.
And then the
Um,
Twins got a lot, man, too. I mean, they got a lot of pieces they can move.
so we'll be keeping tabs on that, but I think
Hmm.
that was very interesting to hear from from the from just them flat out asking, and he answered it because I maybe that's an inclination he's been given from the Diamondbacks that he's on the trade block and they're not going to want him to go for nothing. And I think where are the Diamondbacks now in the standings? Well,
They
they're
are
definitely fourth in their own division. I just need to see where they are on the wild card. So they are, yeah, they're 47 and 50, 5.5 back from a spot. Like they would have to come out scorching in this next week and a half, or
Baseball
for
Reference
them
gives them a
for
6% chance to make
so
the playoffs.
I think he's getting traded, but
Yeah,
it
I think he's
comes
getting traded. It feels like he's a Cub or he's, you know, who else needs a third baseman? The Cubs?
or just the general slugger man to add
Yeah,
pop to a lineup. I don't really
there's another
necessarily think it
team.
has to be just the position fit. I think that
Yeah.
he's a guy that they want mashers, and if a team is missing that and they're like, oh, we like this, then they could go for it. So another move, Tyler, that came out of the woodworks was people kicking the tires on David Robertson. Did you see this? The
Hmm.
Yankees and Mets are both showing interest in D-Rob.
As
I
they
mean,
should, dude.
crazy that I think he's now
That'd
it
be
would
his
be
third stint with the Yanks.
third stint with the Yanks, and then also I think his like 18th year pitching.
It's crazy. Let me
So
see.
listen, is David Robertson at the ripe age of 40? Is that going to stand off the page, or is that going to jump off the page? Is that going to be something that gets you uber
Could
excited?
be. Could be.
But I maybe not. But here's
Not
the thing:
excited, but he could be
but
nasty.
if David Robertson, like, if you're going to take a flyer on him, that's something that the Yankees have really no choice if they can get him because
Hmm.
this bullpen is in such it's has a need for arms. Not just like I know we say we need good arms and you'd ideally like good arms, but a lot of Yankee players in this pen have gone down and they need to make it to September and October with a bullpen.
Yeah.
And we know guys will eventually get back into this mix and we'll see what other maybe star-studded guys. But if David Robertson is an option that the Yankees take a flyer on and they bring him in, it's something I'd sign up for. And I know a lot of Yankee fans, if this would be his, like you said, it'd be his third stint. It'd be
Hmm.
a little funny to see, but the Yankees have a need for him. So
Yeah, I would love it.
yeah,
Dude, and it's kind of crazy because if you really look at D-Rob's stats, 16 years in the league, really, I mean, outside of like 2019 where he pitched 6 innings, in 2020 he didn't play because of injury. Um, he's really been good most of his career. Rob, last year he pitched 72 innings with a 3 flat ERA and a 128 ERA plus, averaging 12 strikeouts per nine inning.
I remember
Those are
seeing,
like all-star numbers. Like
I
if that
remember,
guy was named Fernando Cruz, we'd be like, let's get that guy.
yeah, I don't remember where I saw the feature, but he attributed a lot of like his longevity to working with with Mariano Rivera,
Wow.
and it makes sense. Remember, Mo
His
went
career
for
stats are crazy, actually, dude.
he went for I mean, talk about an amazing major league career outside of just
2.91
the
ERA for his whole career. That's almost 900 innings pitched.
he finished 22nd in MVP voting in 2011, which
Oh
is kind
yeah,
of funny.
11th
Um,
in Cy Young. That's a crazy. That's that crazy year he had with the Yanks, right? Yeah.
um, so yeah, if the Yankees are to bring in David Robertson, that is I'm 100% behind it, just because this team needs freaking arms.
And you know that's a
Um,
Yankees move because you don't have to give up anything but money.
yeah, and
You
then
know, give him 4 mil to pitch the rest of the year.
speaking of reinforcements, Tyler, I think we talked about it a little bit last week when Luis Heel is going to make his he made his first rehab start, and tonight he's going to be pitching in Hartford against the Yard Goats for with Somerset. So Luis Heel is gradually making his way back. I think at the time, I think we were talking about this. Sounds like he had his first start. He's going to start again tonight. I think maybe give or take another 2-3 starts, and then he could be back on this roster very soon. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I kind of like the
Barring
way.
anything else happening, knock on wood. Hopefully, he's this guy is here.
Yeah, I guess the only thing in my head is like, I guess like he didn't have a spring training, so where does that come into play in terms of like his rehab? Like does he need 8 fucking starts? I don't know.
Hmm.
I guess you would think not, but I also, bro, I really like how the Dodgers rehabbed Otani, like 30 innings this week in the big leagues, 40 innings next. So like I kind of hope that's the new way of rehabbing dudes. So if they don't keep Luis Heel down in the minors for 6 weeks, I'd be very happy. And even if they bring him up on a capped pitch count at like 60, 65 pitches, let him work his way back. I mean, I think that's very beneficial for
You
us.
would say you'd rather have that than a guy like Stroman pitching in a game
Yeah,
or
I think
other
so,
options.
honestly.
So yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that you're thinking maybe August, early
Yeah,
August, and
yeah.
that was always sort of the time frame that we were thinking. I think
It's a lap, man. I mean, they take
yeah.
forever, I guess, with the
So
pitchers.
so but it's a good thing that he's starting for Somerset and Hartford tonight. Did you see Derek Jeter made a prediction that the Yankees will be in the World Series against the Chicago
Yep.
Cubs? That would be
And,
a legendary
and he
World
called
Series.
out Cash a little bit. Yeah,
I
it'd be a
loved
great
that.
World Series. Well, he did, yeah, and we know, I don't think Jeets loves Cash necessarily, but
No, no
I
love
love
lost
that
there.
I love that he called him out.
Well, here's the thing, man. If you're gonna, I love that Jeter called him out on national television
Yeah.
because and you said it, they do have beef because of the
Hmm.
Arb situation, and you factor in George in those negotiations and everything, but Cashman has told us on numerous occasions that he's not afraid to spend and make moves when the time is right. And like when you look at the hole at third base and you look at the need in the bullpen
And just how
and this
weak the American League
and
is.
how weak the American League is, and then you say, yes, the Yankees gave up the division lead, but it's not as if it's out of reach.
Hmm.
If you still think, and by all accounts, that is what they think, then this is like retool, go out there and make this roster a better roster than it is today. So
Yeah.
the big question is, because we've seen them do it on a number of occasions, is they're like, nah, we're good with sticking with our guys. And I just want to mentally prepare people. There is a chance, there is a world, Tyler, where they go,
Hmm.
we like Oswald Peraza as our everyday third baseman. Just saying.
Yep. There
But
is very much a world, and I was gonna follow that up if we went into any more Pirates talk, essentially. Key Brian Hayes is really
he's like a 500 OPS. He's not
he
good.
he he is Oswald Peraza. I mean, in many ways, except you owe that guy money for the next
Mhm.
however many years. Yes, there was a year that he hit, um, but he's not like a hitter. So
Mhm.
to me, listen, I mean, the glove is no joke there. I'll give him that at
Yeah, he could
third.
pick it.
But the glove is no joke for Peraza at third either. I mean, bro, I'm looking at his stats now. Even last year. Um, 96 games, 61 OPS plus, 573 on base. You guys don't like Peraza and Volpe right now, brother. None of you want Key Brian Hayes. I tell you that.
No, I totally
I
agree.
don't think so.
I think like
Just keep Peraza at third if you're going to trade, unless
but
you're going to go get a pitcher from the Pirates too. Like,
yeah.
there's no reason
But
to do
that's the
that.
thing where I go
There's just
if
not a
I
lot available, bro.
there's
I
not a
really,
lot available, but if it is, I mean, if we're playing GM, like me and you both would try our hardest to, and a lot of Yankee fans to get Suarez in here because that is the
yes.
dude that like can make you excited and make a difference, and that is
And
what we're thinking. So,
you can do like if you trade with the Diamondbacks, you can get all you need in a trade. It feels like one
does
trade.
I mean they're talking about the Zach Gallen adding
Yeah,
him in? That would be kind of crazy. And here's two,
I'm seeing all the Mitch
the
Keller stuff
the
lately
more I'm
too.
thinking about it as well, Tyler, over these last weeks with how depleted now the bullpen, obviously, we know is
Hmm.
something, but the Clark injury and also too the Cole injury make this trade deadline very interesting to me from the standpoint of next year your pitching staff is going to be depleted. And so, if there is an opportunity to make a trade for a starting pitcher at the deadline, of course, it could be something that they're saying, oh, we're going to wait till the offseason to do. But is that the mindset that they are in? Like, is that something that they're thinking about of, hey,
Yeah,
we're not going to have a pitcher for all of next year, and we don't know exactly when Cole will be back next year. And Luis Heel, too, is rehabbing and trying to get back.
Stroman's gone next year.
Stroman
Yeah,
is gone next year. So that in my brain too is that a conversation that this team is having that
dude, they'll be all over.
we don't have starting pitching for next season and like this year.
Well, I
So
mean, I think you have three guys you're relying on. What August on already in their head.
but
They have
we're
their playoff pitchers. They don't have depth next year for pitching right now. No.
but I listen, I wouldn't if yes,
Like Cole should pitch sometime next year. He got hurt in March, Like he
like
should pitch by
I would
July.
I would love if Schlittler became Randy Johnson and stuff. I get
Yeah.
it. And I know you have Rodon and Freed and you're
I think they
thinking
have their playoff pitchers, but I agree they don't have a full staff for
yeah, and
next
that's the
year.
thing. Like, okay,
But
here's
but they also view Will Warren is like a piece for them. Like Will Warren is your new Clark Schmidt. I think that's exactly what they think,
are you
honestly.
okay? Well, that's
I am.
another
I
thing.
think I'm confident enough in Will Warren. Yeah, to pencil him in as my four.
Oh, in a playoff series.
Yes, I think I am as my four. Your four doesn't start
But
often.
well, who's your three? Is going to be Heel?
Heel or Cole or Freed or
No,
Rotan.
this year.
Oh, this year? No, no.
Yes.
I don't think they're trading for a playoff pitcher either this year. I think the highest pitcher they get is Mitch Keller. And he's good. I like him. I mean, he's good. He's 29 this year. He's under control until 2029 at the age of 33 for 16 mil, 18 mil, and 20 million. It's very good for a pitcher. 119 innings this year. What does he have? Three. My bad. 3.48 ERA. So I don't know. I don't think they're going to trade for like Seth Lugo and expect him to start in the playoffs. Like I think they view their playoff pitchers as Freed, Rodon, Heel, Schlitter / Warren / Yarby / trade. Like I think that they are like whatever the fourth gives us is fine. I mean, dude, the Dodgers won a World Series virtually with like Yamamoto and Jack Flaherty.
But and that's the thing. Jack Flaherty was not on the team
But we
before the
have
trade
we
deadline.
have our Yamamoto and Jack Flaherty right now. We have Max Fried and Carlos Rodon. They are that is
I'll also put this on the radar. We don't have to talk about it. I am terrified of Carlos Rodon being the second starter in a playoff rotation. Terrified.
that's fine. I'm not, but that's fine.
I
can
mean,
see
you're going
the
to be.
view.
I do not have any confidence in him in a playoff series. It was very nice for him to make.
I mean, he pitched well all postseason last year, except for one game, and it was
He had
arguably the
one good
least
game against
meaningful.
Cleveland.
No, that's not true. There's no way. He had the one blow up, dude, where he was freaking out after striking out like the side or whatever.
I always think to myself that even if they were to win game five, you get to watch Carlos Rodon against Yamamoto in game six. I mean, he was not good in the second game of the World Series either. And then he was not good in that Royals game, that first one. I don't
I
know.
don't even really remember
I,
the
I,
game. I just remember. I just don't remember him being bad.
I don't know. I have zero
Let's
confidence
see.
in him. I have zero confidence. And that's why I would make a move for a starter. I
Yeah,
would. I
but
think
who are
he's
you looking? I don't think you're. I don't think any team. I don't think there's a single big pitcher moving to any team.
No, I
Honestly,
know. I mean, I'm looking at the available guys that are going to be free agents and they don't jump off the page, but I'm just saying it's one of the concerns I have as the postseason roster is that
okay.
you have to rely on Carlos Rodon.
I didn't know that. This is news to me. Honestly,
It's new. I mean, I've never really
I
been
I
on the
know you.
Carlos Rodon bandwagon.
I know
I
you.
just
I know, but he has. I mean, like he was an all-star this year. He's pitched very well.
regular season pitching, I still have questions with him in big games. I don't think that he's well equipped to pitch in big games.
But
But
then we should say the same. This I hate to say this, but we should say the same thing about Aaron Judge. I guess I want a new two-hole hitter.
well, no,
I
no,
want Eugenio Suarez batting
well,
second and
no,
Judge protecting him.
no, I know Judge doesn't hit in the postseason.
I'm just
Just,
playing.
but I'm just saying, yes, because before they had pitching options. I'm not saying that there's a clear thing for them to do, but
That's
hey,
fine. I can get why people are not ready to trust Rodon in a big game yet, or a postseason game at least.
yeah, man, there's no real good pitch starters to.
No, there's nothing. I don't know why this is taking me forever to find. I mean, yeah, I guess they're not wonderful numbers, honestly. Uh,
Not excited to watch him in the postseason, but I
he
guess
had a
we'll see.
5.6 ERA in
That's your number
four
two.
starts. That just doesn't sound right for some reason. Two against Cleveland, one against Cleveland. I remember one of his starts was like very good. Whatever. I don't care. Oh, here it is.
I'm looking at it. It
All
was
right. He had nine. He went 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, one earned, nine
yeah.
Ks
I
against
said he had one.
Cleveland.
Yeah, he
I
had
know,
one
I
good
know, I know.
game. He had one
And
game.
then what was it? Did he have another good game? I mean, he pitched twice against Cleveland. The second time he went 4 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks. So you're not killing him there. 4 2/3. Yes, you want your number two to go more into the fifth inning, but he gave up 2 earned against the Dodgers. All right, so he had two bad games and two. All right, I'm with you. I believe in him, but I don't doubt you or I'm not getting on you for not believing in him.
And that's all I'm saying. That's why I would want potentially another starter, but there's really nothing on the
I think
market.
you're literally looking at Mitch Keller and Zach Gallen.
I'd be all over the Zach Allen bandwagon, but
Same, but arguably Mitch Keller is like way better than him. But I love Zach Allen. So I think if someone's gonna fix Zach Allen, it's Matt Block. I'm all over that.
Matt
Yep.
Block. All right, let's get into the Volpe stuff because that was
Yeah, bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was trying to dude,
Call-
Rodon's putting together a good season, Rob. 3 WAR, 308 ERA. All right, my bad. Yeah, bro. Volpe, I mean, it's getting loud. I tried to stay the course, as everyone knows, and you've known. It's also just getting loud because when the media asks Boone a question about Volpe, like he gets freaking angry. Like I don't know if you saw the Michael K story that he shared, or maybe you told me this, or we talked about it on Sunday. I don't remember, but how Meredith asked him about Volpe's defense throughout the year, and I guess it was pre press conference or whatever, and Boone kind of just looks at her and mouths like he's fucking elite or something, or mouths it.
It was on the way out of the press conference
Yeah,
after. Yeah.
however that worked. And then, but you get similar answers when he's at the podium, and it's just getting very loud fast, and we're being lied to, quite frankly, being told that he's been a very good shortstop this year, which he just hasn't been. I think the last 2 years he was very good defensively. I mean, this year it's very clearly a problem in some way. Um, like we have eyes, Rob, right? I mean, it's every game. There's a play that something goes wrong at this point. Um, and the offensive numbers are bad, brother.
287 on base, 671
287
OPS.
on base.
That was one of the points that he made to the Talking Yanks guys when I watched him 2 weeks ago. He's a Gold Glover and he's a 700 OPS. No
Yep, I heard
longer,
that. Yep.
never, not anymore.
Dude,
So,
look at his. If you pull up his stats, he is so in line with his career numbers. Like his numbers every year are almost identical.
so you made the
Alarming.
good point. I think uh, because a lot of people are talking about how they the pressure and the conversation on Volpe is getting to a cruel point. It's a lot of criticism, and a lot of fans are talking about how they want to rally behind him. And I think a lot of the issues with, I mean, the fan base overall now, and just why they're being more critical and why they're uh, talking down on Volpe at this time, is that you said it. We have eyes. We're watching him play. He's not playing good defense. He's not a good hitter. And after the game, we're hearing about Boone characterize him as an elite shortstop and one of the best in the league when it's factually incorrect. And I have no problem with the coach being supportive and not burying the guy. You don't want to just publicly do that.
But
But
why is
I
he allowed to bring up Dominguez's defense then?
but that's a good point
Like,
too.
why is Volpe treated like a golden child that
But
can't get his feelings hurt?
but that's the thing of where I say yes, you don't want to bury the guy. You don't want to just put his confidence down and just talk about how bad he is. But at the same time,
You can
you
say he
don't want
needs
to
to be
just
better.
you don't want to say he's on a pedestal and that he's one of the best shortstops in the league, because that's not fair to him, because you're immediately putting expectations on him.
Mhm.
And I get that you want to be behind him, but then Tyler,
They
that's
did this to IKF, bro.
yes,
IKF was an
but
elite shortstop.
you're also making a great point. I'm someone that was made the point about Jason Dominguez not being the fielder that we'd like him to be,
Mhm.
but then the organization is clearly
They
trying.
acknowledge that though, the organization.
Yes,
In the
and
spring, in the whole year, they've been careful how they've put him out there.
so
They've acknowledged it.
it's odd that they'll look at a guy like Dominguez and say, "Oh, well, we have to late game substitutions. We're not going to start him here. We're not going to do that there." But Anthony Volpe, who has continued to not be good, we're going to keep him in there and not give him really any rest at any point.
Yeah.
And like, yes, you don't want to just completely sit him for a week. I'm not saying that. But there were a lot of opportunities to give him a rest
Especially when DJ was playing. Like you could have had Peraza play shorter.
Before DJ got DFA'd, there were opportunities to give Volpe rest, and they have just been keeping him out there and keep putting him out there. And after press conferences, they stay the course and they're calling him an elite level shortstop, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not fair to him. And like, yes, I'm not going to sit here and just like, I've been a Volpe critic, and I don't really think he's a good, or I was saying that I think he is a below average to average baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
And they're telling us that he is one of the best shortstops in the game. And frankly, that's not fair to him.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair to the fan base, and it's not
It's
fair to
just
him.
not true. Yeah.
So
That is a good point, Rob. I never really put into that. It's not fair to him to be called an elite shortstop because he knows. I mean, listen, athletes like I imagine they have the most utmost confidence when you're in this, the highest competing in the highest level of the sport. But he knows he's not the best shortstop in baseball or an elite shortstop compared to Francisco Lindor, Jacob Wilson, all these other big guys. So you're right, dude. It's not, and unfortunately, the thing that's the most frustrating is he's played a ton of baseball,
It's a
dude.
big sample size. Like people are
And
saying,
I think he's in like the most games played in the last 3 years. Like he's in like the top 50 of the league.
so so
414 games, Rob.
so when people will comment or say to us on our socials, like, well, you got to give him time. You got to give him
And I've been
leash.
on that a little bit, I
But
will
now
say.
we're
But
we're
it's
we're we're getting it's creeping up, brother, where we got a big sample size and we
yeah.
got to make some evaluations and potentially some changes.
And
And it's not going to happen.
nothing's improving though. Like
It's the
it's
same
not even
thing.
like the
Well, the
dude
defense
looking
is decreasing, which
yeah,
is the thing.
exactly. And the A-Rod said it very well, man. And I know some people were freaking out on Twitter, but like if he just focused on taking the ball the other way, running the bases well, and playing good defense, he's probably gonna have a long career. But if dude, the offensive approach is just really, really mind-boggling.
And two, like I will say this, I was saying how it doesn't reflect well, like it's a little unfair to Volpe of them putting him up as an elite level shortstop. But like and we don't know what happens behind closed doors, but if that's what they're
hmm
telling the media and everything, like, don't you think that's not good for him to just be hearing that, wow, you're one of the best in the league, blah, 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 all the time? Like,
Yeah.
is there just no level for improvement? Like he came in and he's just the golden child, like you
Yeah,
said?
no. Bro, he's got
Like,
a 288 on base for
are they
3 years of
not
baseball.
telling him that he needs to change something? I think I heard a point from John Boy. I think it may have been in like the same episode or something. I tuned into their podcast, and he was saying like when they evaluate him and talk to him, are they just not saying, because there's some of the times that he answers questions where where he talks about how everything's hunky dory when it's not.
hmm
Does he not identify the areas where I clearly when he's
I don't
not
know.
fielding the
I
ball,
hope so.
clearly when he's not fielding the ball, he knows that he's not being good. But I'm
hmm
saying I I don't know. And the way that he's playing makes me think these things, and it makes us go crazy of conspiracy. If it's, I don't really think it's a conspiracy though, because
No,
they're just saying the same shit now for 3 years, and it's not been where we want him to be good, but he's just not really that good.
no, he hasn't been thus far. I really don't think. I mean, it feels like when I said at the beginning of the pod, dude, I think there is a real discussion to be had where, bro, if he has a bad 2 weeks out of the All Star break, I don't know, man. Like there is a real conversation, especially if they trade for dude. If they trade for Suarez, I mean, there's a conversation to start Peraza at short.
Mm-hmm.
If Volpe has a bad 2 weeks and they trade for a third baseman, I mean, at least give me a shortstop that I know is going to make every play.
Mm-hmm. Also, too,
Peraza's their best infielder in 3 positions,
and
dude. Third, second, and short.
one thing with that, Tyler, I forget where I heard this as well, but like it may have been on the same John Boy podcast, but they were saying how that throw that we saw on Sunday, Volpe's not throwing the ball hard. And I think his average
No.
speed is like 82,
hmm
81 miles an hour. And Peraza's whipping that thing over at 92.
Yeah.
And so, yes,
I heard that too,
Peraza,
actually. Yeah.
Peraza is not a good like hitter. I get it. But
Peraza and
now,
Volpe, both
but
bad hitters.
but now they're like, yeah, they're just like when you got both of them suck.
Yeah. You're throwing
And
shit at the wall, man. Let's
but
take
like let's
the
get
better
the
angle on one of them.
yeah, exactly. Let's get the better angle. Yeah, that is a good point. If they make a deal for a guy like Suarez, that's when a conversation can get a little louder.
And I
Then
think it's gonna, dude. Like his like he was sitting around 100 OPS plus and
was it back down to like 90
80
something?
86, dude.
Wow.
287 on bro. Dude.
One thing also with this,
And he can't even fucking steal anymore, dude.
one thing too, in this next 2 weeks, if he is not good, and the Yankees won't do it simply because they put so much stock into him and they're marketing him as the
hmm
Yankees shortstop. But I look at like the move that a team such as the Texas Rangers made was sending down a good player like Young, and he
Same
got
with the
sent down.
Mets.
Same thing with the Mets with Francisco Alvarez. They made a move that would probably come with criticism, but also there's a good amount of stock in this is a correct move. He needs a little bit of a reset. He needs to go back. And the Yankees just aren't going to do that with Anthony Volpe
Mm-hmm.
at this moment in time by the way that they're talking. But I've
Yep.
been surprised a little bit, such as when they DFA'd DJ, or being that too maybe was long overdue. This is something that you could characterize as long overdue in a
Yeah.
lot of different spots. But I just look at, like, that's when I get frustrated when I see other organizations. Yes, is it something where they have to own up to it and be wrong, but then they're also doing it for the betterment of the player? And I just don't think the Yankees are going to do it, but I think it's a right move to make. But
Yeah, I think today to July 31st is gonna mean a lot for Volpe.
yeah,
Honestly. Um I don't know, man. I think like there's a chance they trade Trent too. I actually think like a contender would take him. So I don't think they're gonna trade Volpe or anything, but I think depending on what happens at third, if they go and get an actual third base bat, Volpe's position becomes hot, especially if he can't field it. If he can't field it, he's beat.
you're
And
gonna
he's
find
shown
out.
for what, 3 weeks right now that it seems like he can't field the position.
No, no, not
And
at
and
all.
bro, he also can like why can't you run the bases, dude? Every team is totally reads the scouting report. You know that little like hop, step, or jump he does,
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
very
yeah.
clear thing he does when he's stealing. Like, is just the scouting report out on him now? Like where it's like, okay, when he bounces like that, he's running. I mean, he's got thrown out, bro, 70% of the time.
No, I think,
Like,
or no, I think is, I think it was, I don't know what one of the last pods I did like the math on it. I think it was around 63, which is not great. I think it was
well,
around
yeah,
there.
I mean, I'm just looking at Baseball Reference has 10 stolen bases, 7 caught stealing.
Oh,
So, I mean, the year before that, it was 28 bags, 7 caught stealing. So, that's the, I don't know, bro. I mean, that's the annoying part for me is like, you're just not, you're getting worse at everything, it seems like.
that's where it could, if it continues by July 31st.
214, man.
May
It really takes a bad week for him to be hitting 194. Just saying.
hmm
Takes a bad 2 weeks to have a 500 OPS.
Yeah.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
hmm
But then it takes a good 10 days for that OPS. We're all a little more gung ho. So
Only
Volpe just
time
needs to
will
be good
tell.
or bad. Pick one. I don't want these 2 weeks of roller coasters anymore.
Yeah. Just give us a clear direction.
Yeah.
Give us a clear direction. All right. Well, the Yankees play the Atlanta Braves this weekend, and then they play the Toronto Blue Jays, and then the Philadelphia Phillies, and then after that they play the Tampa Bay Rays. So outside of Atlanta, who's I think 9 games under 500, you could say that all those other teams are very quality teams. So the Yankees still finish off this month of July with like a challenging schedule. So, and then
Gotta win,
big
man.
big time for Anthony Volpe. So flip the
Sox are
script,
on our tail, brother.
go to this, go to the second half of the year and compete for this division, please. We would very much enjoy that. Very much enjoy that.
Yes.
All right. Well, that is it for episode 213. Really appreciate everyone for joining us. If you're new to the pod, leave us a rate and review. Also, subscribe to us, leave a comment on YouTube, and then follow us on our social channels on Instagram, TikTok, X, everywhere that you can find us. So, really appreciate everyone for listening. That is episode 213. We'll catch you at 214. Peace.